Forgot the intro. Well, hold on. I'm working on a new intro. Where did it go? There. Hold on. I have it here. I promise. I've been working on a new intro jingle. Maybe not this long, but let me know what you think.
Under the fur, he logs on. Beard like winter, eyes like iron. Santa Claus in a wool coat, hammering rules in a room-lit flow. He raised a mug to the webcam glow, told the whole hall at the record show. Old Swedish blood, fresh to the screen. Laws by candle, jokes by machine. Tap that link, let it start. Hear the crowd in every heart. He says, bring your cheers, bring your case. Then the whole room shakes. Santa Claus, riding in with the winter laws. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. Ho, 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 raise them horns, oh Judge King in a crown of thorns. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. He breaks down truth with a grin so wide. One hand on the cold, one on the tide. If the chat gets loud, he leans right in. Drops a verdict, then he winks again. From Stockholm Stone to the Pixel Flame, he turns each stream into a battle chat game. Kids in the front, hands in the air. Grown folks shouting, we were there. Tap that link, let it start. Hear the crowd in every heart. He says, bring your cheers, bring your case. Then the whole room shakes. Santa Claus, riding in with the winter laws. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. Ho, 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 raise them horns, old Judge King in a crown of thorns. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. When the snow comes down, he speaks the code. Longbow logic on a digital road. Every laugh lands like a ringing bell. Every rule he drops, the people tell. Hey! Santa Claus, riding in with the winter laws. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. Ho, 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 raise them horns, old Judge King in a crown of thorns. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. Santa Claus.
Yeah, I think I think I can work with that. I think I can work with that. Yeah, as you see, it's a slight rebranding. I mean, I've been doing the Nick Starrow trial watch for more than 3.5 years, and yeah. So it is now Santa Claus. So, all right. Yesterday, I published a video about my utter enjoyment about Ben finally lawyering up. And I went through who his lawyers are. And it's a great group of people. Really, really great group of people. You have the partner in the law firm who is doing constitutional law, First Amendment law, stuff like that. And also in the group of three, you have people doing who white collar crimes, who represents clients in white collar crimes. 2 of 3 have argued for appeals courts. I mean, it's a really, really good set of attorneys. So, no wonder. Well, I made that video and then I went to bed because time zones. And then I found out, okay, they already filed a joint motion. And the internet exploded. Yay! Ben is free. He can finally publish. And I went over to a guy. He's called Barbecue or BBQ Lawyer, and watched his video. But he also said in the video, it's not signed yet. And I agree. Do not count your wins until the paper has a judge's signature. And as it turns out, late yesterday, the judge said, hold on a moment. I'm not signing this. And okay, so and as judge denied it this morning. Yeah. As I understand, I have it, let's see, here, I believe. Well, Here you have case number, miscellaneous. Note, modified TRO not signed by court, as the following section is very broad, as it is unknown if the defendants know who the employees and franchisees are, and which location as it relates to entering, remaining at, filming, blocking access to, or approaching within a defined distance, not less than 100 yards. Plaintiffs or their franchisee stores, offices, warehouses, franchise locations, parking areas, employees' homes, or franchisees' home hereafter, except through counsel, lawful service of process, or court-approved activity. The modified TRO also does not address the videos that were taken down. Filed. Return of electronic notification. So this is yesterday. And apparently this morning, the joint motion was denied. So they have to rework it. And I've seen a lot of commentary. Oh, the judge is an asshole. He wants this. Let me be a bit of a contrarian here. Imagine being old. Imagine having done nothing but law the past few decades. And then you have this business owner who claims in their ex parte motion for a TRO that this guy is making bomb threats. This guy is doing this. This guy is doing that. And lots of things. Okay, that is all the information the judge has to go on. It's ex parte. It's one party. He might think to himself, this guy seems like a really, really, really bad guy. So he signs the order. Then, what is it? 2 weeks later? 3 weeks? Bad guy lawyers up. And within a day, he sees the docket. Okay, notice of appearance. And a few hours later, oh, a joint motion. Wouldn't the judge say, hey, wait a minute. You guys over there sent me this ex parte wish for a TRO, which was absolutely horrifying in the things that you alleged in it, which the judge signed. And now you're back saying, never mind. Really? So now, you guys, Bricks mini flops, are you no longer scared of him because he lawyered up? What happened to all the things? Because I can read. George has been reading all similar, probably handled thousands of TROs in his career, where people are genuinely scared. But now, well, now what? So, yeah, I believe the judge took a step back and said, yeah, first of all, you're a bit vague here. You have to be more specific. What are these locations you are talking about? And the videos that were supposed to be taken down, you haven't addressed those at all, but all of a sudden you agree with this, who you a couple of weeks ago said was the most dangerous man on earth. Yeah, he can talk about us. We don't care. So yeah, I do believe the judge thought long and hard. Well, maybe not long and hard, but at least thought about it and said, I need more information here. And so this, yeah, we all know the original TRO is so broad it is stupid. It's overly broad. But the judge doesn't have the information we have. All he had to go on was what was presented to him by Bricks and Minifigs. More or less terroristic threats, bomb threats, or I mean a lot of things, impersonating people to scare employees. Sounds really, really dangerous. So yeah, the original TRO is stupid broad. Absolutely stupid broad. Unless the judge thinks this reckless ban is absolutely dangerous, and he apparently makes videos with these things. So he made it as broad as possible to see, okay, I'm making this broad. Now he can come back in a few weeks and tell me why it shouldn't be that broad. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think it's overly broad, regardless of what the judge might have thought. But it seems to be logically what this judge was thinking. So yeah, everybody cheered yesterday because, hey, he's free. No, here's the thing. I've been doing law for close to 35 years. I don't count my wins until the papers are signed. Because papers go back and forth, and then, okay, please sign, and the person responsible for signing says, nah. And you could have worked for it for weeks and just wanted a signature, and that's just, nah. Happens in civil, happens in labor and employment, happened here. The judge said, nah. So what will happen now is they have to go back to the drawing board and address all this. And because regardless, these are the things the judge wants addressed. There will probably be, I would estimate it will be a hearing about this, because my guess is that the judge wants to have both parties in front of him so he can look the bricks and mini potions in the eye and say, really? What was all of the things? Really? Really? So I do believe, even though this absurdly broad TRO is still in place, I still think this is a win for Ben, even though it's still in place. And this might also serve as a warning for all content creators and X and whatever social media you use. Calm down, because you never know. Now, everybody wants to be first. It's natural. I want to be first with the news. I rarely am because of time zones. But I also know how fucking hurt it hurts so bad when you're wrong. About a year ago, I posted a video about an almost verified rumor about the Karen Reed Euro. And that took off like a motherfucker. A few hours later, I was wrong. I had to take this shit down. That video would have made me a fuck ton of money. But I can't, because it was wrong. So I took it down. I posted a retraction video, which almost nobody saw. Well, comparably, nobody saw. But folks, sometimes you have to just wait. Sometimes you just have to wait for the signature. Wait for the actual ruling. Now, with that said, for you who are, I know there's a bunch of my regulars who has been waiting for me to read that suggested. Where is it? I had it there. Okay, oh, for fuck's. Yeah, I'll just show it. I will not log in or register. I will just read it. So we let's check. Oh, is it that vague as the judge says it is? Or could he have just signed it? Or at least, in the meantime, okay, that TRO, I'm throwing it out. He could have, but he didn't. Mainly because, as I said, my guess is he wants more information, because for this judge, something is not adding up. And you know it. I know it. The reason it doesn't add up is because of figs and mini bricks. So let's go through this and see, where did they actually go wrong? I want to place myself up here. Where did you go? There. Let make it further larger. Hold on. Edit. Let's make this a little bit bigger. There. All right. Let's go through it and see what went wrong. Scott Young, Melinda Bowen, Haley Wynn, Spencer Fain LLP. By the way, seems to be a very, very good law firm. I checked the names out in yesterday's video, and they seem to be really good lawyers and associates. And they mean business because they brought in a partner to litigate this. That doesn't happen all the time. Let's just say that. All right. In the 4th District Court and for Utah County, State of Utah, BAM franchising, blah, blah, blah. Joint motion for modification of temporary restraining order and entry of preliminary injunction. Plaintiffs, who I have so many words I want to call them, but for the sake of my monetization, let's try to be nice today. After all, I'm Santa Claus. Captain Have Fun. If BAM was a law firm, they'd be pricks and meaningless. Yep. All right. Plaintiffs Ammon McNeff, Matthew McNeff, Josh Johnson, Brandon Best, Baker Briggs, LLC, Salem Baker, blah, blah, blah. Plaintiffs and defendants Benjamin Paul Schneider, Reckless Ben, Brian Mansell, and Victor. Somebody told me in a comment yesterday how to pronounce it. Oh, there it is. Win, apparently. Victor Win. Defendants jointly stipulate, agree, and move to the court to modify its temporary restraining order entered on June 9th, 2026, to convert such into a preliminary injunction and to vacate the hearing scheduled for June 30th, 2026, in order to permit the parties to engage in settlement discussions and or mediation following an exchange of relevant documents and other information. Now, this here, as I read it, is once Reckless Ben lawyered up with this law firm, Slicks and Minifigs started backpedaling like an Olympic backstroke swimmer. That is how I interpret this, the initials, the initial writing here. Let's continue. Plaintiffs allege they are suffering. Ha! Well, but they are, but mainly because of their own actions. And will continue to suffer, mainly because of their own actions, immediate and irreparable injury before this action can be fully heard, as set forth in the verified complaint and motion for temporary restraining order. Defendant disputes these allegations, intend to assert counterclaims against plaintiffs and contest plaintiffs' entitlement to any relief, including but not limited to a permanent injunction. Plaintiffs likewise dispute defendants' counterclaims. Translation. The Reckless Ben's lawyer says, we're going to fuck you up. Royally. Yeah. And the plaintiffs says, yeah, you too, or something of the sort. Despite these differences, the parties has agreed to mediate this case, and in light of this, they jointly moved the court to modify the temporary restraining order and, based therein, adopt such as a preliminary injunction in the form attached as Exhibit A, which is summarized as follows. Defendants agree that their affiliates, employees, contractors, agents, and representatives, and anyone acting in concert with them, directly or indirectly, in person, remotely, or online, are immediately restrained from making, transmitting, soliciting, encouraging, and or soliciting death threats. That's an easy one, because to my knowledge, there really aren't any. And if they are, they can't relate that to Reckless Ben. Bomb threats or other threats of physical violence. Again, that was an expression in a video that Reckless Ben was going to fuck them up, but not in a violent way. It was just illustrated that way. And the way the plaintiffs acted on it was just so stupid. And or knowingly and intentionally engaging in property destruction, stalking, trespass, interference, extortion, personal injury, or property damage against plaintiffs, their independent franchisees, employees, officers, owners, customers, attorneys, vendors, or family members. Here is the thing that the judge says, yeah, you need to, this is vague. Initially, I thought, this isn't vague. But then I remembered, bricks and Minifigs does not only operate in that state. That is why I believe the judge says, yeah, you need to be specific here. Who are these people in this state? Who are they? You need, in the great state of Utah, you need to specify. Okay. Independent franchisees, okay. They can select employees, officers, owners, customers, attorneys. I mean, you have to be more specific. I actually agree there with the judge. This is too vague. B, publishing or encouraging others to publish personal addresses, personal phone numbers, personal email addresses, family information, or other doxing information of any kind regarding plaintiffs, personnel, franchisees, owners, or employees. I don't think he did that anyway. But either way, that's just good form. Do not dox people, folks. You can write quite nasty things here in the chat, but do not contact Bricks and Minifigs. Nothing good comes out of it. Nothing good comes out of it. So don't do it. Let's continue. Entering, remaining at, filming, blocking access to, or approaching within a defined distance, not less than 100 yards, plaintiffs or their franchisees, stores, offices, warehouses, franchise locations, parking areas, employee homes, or franchisees' homes hereafter, except through lawful service of process, or court-approved activity. Again, first of all, Ben is done filming, I believe. He has all the footage he needs. Now he just has to edit it, so it is accordingly. But again, as the judge stated, this here, who are these? Now that can be filed under seal, who they are actually meaning, but the judge wants them to be more precise. But let's see what somebody says who have followed this case longer than I have. Hi, Dave.
Hello.
Hey,
I got a few minutes. I saw your message. So you said the judge refused to sign it?
yeah.
When did that come up?
Let me show you here. So this was late yesterday, and apparently he denied it this morning. I heard from the chat. He denied this joint motion.
Where? Because I just looked it up. I don't have anything like that.
Now this is who did I get it from?
I'm looking at the docket right now. Last thing I have entered is the proposed order, like we had, all from yesterday.
Hmm.
That's interesting. Hang on. My screen is small. Let me pull it up larger. I'm gonna ignore the chat. All right. Activity modified TRO also does not address the videos that were taken down. There were no videos that were taken down.
Yeah, but in the TRO, they asked for videos to be taken down, I believe, didn't they?
Well, they did, but it says that the TRO also does not address the videos that were taken down. There were none that were taken down.
Yeah, but
TRO not signed by the court.
The judge doesn't know that. He just ordered it. In the TRO, didn't he?
You know what's sort of annoying with this?
No. Well, yeah, but
the fact that his original TRO was not specific on what
the original TRO
who the employees were, things like that.
Yeah, the original TRO wasn't specific either. So why now? My guess is the judge wants more information, regardless.
Modified TRO not signed by the court. Oh, I have it here now. That's frustrating. Well, okay, so they filed a joint motion. So the parties agree on the substance, right? And sometimes when you file an order that the parties agree to, the courts says, oh, well, we still need, this and that, in the order, in order for me to sign it. I imagine since the parties are on the same page, they filed a joint motion with all of the named parties involved, that they're going to work out the language and submit a new TRO and go like that. I had a case like that once where everyone was in agreement, but the judge hauled us all down to court and asked us to verify a bunch of stuff and change some wording in the order. It happens. So I imagine this might be the court trying to save itself some maybe potential appellate issues, but then also wants to clarify a few things. I imagine the parties are going to work this out.
Yeah, definitely. Because the two law firms, I mean, the plaintiffs have the largest law firm in the United States, and the defendants, Reckless Ben and Mr. Wynn, have what's called as the rising small law firm in big law. And
like Quinn says, imagine calling this order overbroad.
Yeah.
Well, see. But there wasn't a motion for contempt, I don't think.
No.
Like plaintiffs didn't bring a motion and say, hey, Reckless Ben refused to take down these videos despite the TRO, so find him in contempt. I could see if there was a motion for contempt and then the court said, hey, this TRO doesn't address that. The other thing is there are two motions pending, technically. Neither filed by either of the party or any of the parties. So maybe there needs to be some modification to address those. Maybe they need to bring in those people. The court should deny the Interpleader one, I think, for a number of reasons. But that's probably going to need to be denied before the preliminary injunction is issued. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just technical ticky-tacky stuff that's going to get worked out.
Yeah, I said it earlier in the stream that the judge might also say, wait a minute, didn't you say this guy was the devil himself with bomb threats and everything? And now all of a sudden, once he lawyered up, yeah, ignore that. We're working things out.
Well, that's still part of the TRO. But as far as settling and mediating the case, I don't think the court, that doesn't seem like that's the thing that the court's concerned about with the TRO.
No, not like that. But is there a chance the judge feel like he's been pulled over
Oh, that's very possible, right?
Yeah.
So if the
Because
judge feels like
after all, he signed this overly broad TRO because he actually believed they were terroristic threats.
yeah, he could be pissed at plaintiff's counsel and be like, why would you file this TRO alleging all these things, and now you're willing to just step aside? Are you using me in my courtroom as leverage for mediation? He could be. I mean, it's purely speculative, right?
Yeah.
But that's possible. I know some judges.
Yeah, because
years ago.
What?
Neither side liked our judge, so we dismissed the case because neither side liked our judge, and the judge was like really mad. And we're like, well, we have the right to dismiss, judge. Like, I think it's because you're trying to like shop judges, and we're like, well, if we file again, we're coming to you. But we're just going to settle this outside of the court.
Yeah, but there is this chance that because I met a few judges. I actually have had a judge in the family, and if they feel scorned, watch out. Because they are not nice people when they need to be. So I do believe there's a chance that he just fix the obvious things here, but I want more information. So June 30th, I mean, that's gone. There probably won't be a hearing on June 30th, but I do believe there will be a hearing because I suspect the judge wants to look the slags and minifigs in the eye and ask them, really? Really?
Well, the other thing is that the TRO was originally issued based off of the complaint itself.
Yeah.
Since then, there have been 2 interpleader motions which have offered more information about this ongoing issue. Yeah. And so when the judge says it needs to be modified so that it is clear that the defendants know who the employees and franchisees are, where their locations are that they can't enter, and then lawful service. Let's see. Modify the TRO also does not address the videos that were taken down. And then the videos that were taken down specifically, I think, is in reference to that one interpleader's motion where he says, I have a lawful right to hear Reckless Ben's videos and things like that, and this is interfering with that. So I think this is primarily based on those interpleader motions. Now that I'm looking at this again. So I think if they clarify the franchise locations, and put in some language regarding who the employees are, and that it's not, it doesn't mean Benjamin and
Mr. Wynn.
No, the prior franchise owners, Crystal and Benjamin. It doesn't mean them. It doesn't mean Brian for some reason, so that Brian, Reckless Ben, Benjamin, and Crystal, they can all communicate. And then the TRO does not address the videos that were taken down. I think that's in specific reference to that AI interpleader. So I think the court's trying to say, hey, we need to address these other issues before I sign this. And again, coming back to, it's ticky-tacky things that are going to be worked out with the parties, and we'll get this resolved, and it'll get entered maybe even today. But that makes sense as to why the court is not just agreeing to what the parties agreed to. He's like, we got 2 interpleaders, we got to deal with them. So that's my speculation. It has nothing to do with the parties, bad faith, the judge being pissed about the case, or that the parties are agreeing to something. I think it has to do with the 2 interpleader motions. It's my final decision.
Yeah. Yeah. You're absolutely correct. I believe you're absolutely correct there. And also, with all this information, and all of a sudden Bricks and Minifigs are backpedaling like, Olympic backstroke swimmer. the judge might want to know more.
Yeah, he
But-
might. I mean, I think what he wants to do is he doesn't want to have a hearing on those two interpleader motions if the parties themselves are in agreement, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to waste the court's resources. So he's like, deal with these issues that he believes are outstanding with the two interpleader motions, and then we're good to go. But I don't want to resolve a dispute amongst the parties themselves and have to deal with this other nonsense. I think that's what he's getting at. The notes are fairly vague, and I'm sure there might have been there might even be right now ongoing. Well, it's a little early, but there might be, you know, a conference call between counsels and the court to clarify some things, because that happens often. Like the case I talked about where the court hauled us down, myself and opposing counsel and all of our clients, to clarify stuff. We had phone calls with Chambers before we went down there. We're like, is this something that we could just clarify, you know, in the writing? So there might even be a conference call going on.
Yeah, I mean, in civil litigation, people tend to talk to each other quite regularly. I mean, my phone is buzzing half the day because I have a few cases. And sometimes you don't sit in an official negotiation forum. Sometimes a phone call is much easier than sitting around with everybody and talking smack. But
Alrighty. Well, I gotta jump up. I got a client coming in like 10 minutes, but I saw your message and I was like, wait, what? So I wanted to jump on.
Yeah. Okay. But thanks for joining in and giving your input and everything. And I will keep reading from, because I haven't read all of the joint motion.
The joint motion and the joint TRO are telling. But I think I sent you all that stuff. So
you sent me all of it.
All right. You guys have fun.
Yep. You too. Yeah. See ya. All right. Dun, dun, dun. Let's continue with this. And everybody go subscribe to Dave. All right. That's good input. I didn't think of the intermediary emotions. Yeah, I think Dave is probably correct. But I also believe I am correct in that the judge feels a bit scorned. Might feel I got lied to, and somebody's got to pay for it. And that's not Ben. All right, let's continue here. We read this part. Okay. Impersonating plaintiffs and any franchisee, law enforcement, court officer, delivery service, customer, government entity, employee, or any other third party to obtain signatures, access, statements, employee information, audio, video recordings, customer information, and or to effectuate an interference or business disruption. So basically, Ben promises, the things I did in the previous videos, I won't do again. He doesn't have to. He already did it. Touching, altering, covering, defacing, or placing signage, or any other form of communication affecting plaintiffs or their franchisees' physical property. Which goes to the sign about we steal old people's Legos. Even though it is correct, he promises not to do it. Oh, thank you. Over at Rumble, Anima Rampier for your $1 Rumble rant, saying, I see Mr. Jingo wants treats. Buy him something tasty. I will. I definitely will. Dun, dun, dun. Let's get back to this. Oh, wrong one. There you are. Hi, Gwendolyn. And everybody. Dahlia Lynn, Quinn, GD, Ask David, Peaches, and everybody over at Rumble, and everybody who is not currently in the chat. Hello. All right, let's continue. Physically blocking, deterring, or interfering with customers, employees, vendors, or delivery personnel doing business with plaintiffs or their franchisees in any way, including entering or leaving any such locations, and soliciting plaintiffs' employees, franchisees, or contractors to leak confidential information, record inside stores without authorization, obtain phone numbers or private information, or create or participate in staged confrontations. Which, again, Ben can say, okay, I won't do that again. I will already have all I need from it. I can't wait for part 3, but for that to part 3 to be posted, they need to get rid of the TRO. And they are on the way to it, but just not yet. Subject to the foregoing, nothing in this order shall prohibit defendants from discussing plaintiffs, commenting on this litigation, publishing court filings, engaging in investigative journalism, expressing opinions, criticism, satire, and/or commentary through any lawful means or methods they choose, including but not limited to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and podcast, and/or other internet, television, radio, and social media platforms. So both sides agreed that Ben, in this joint motion, which sadly is denied, Ben can release whatever fuck he wants as long as he doesn't repeat what he did in the previous videos, more or less. You might have to do some editing in the part 3 video but not publish it yet, sadly. Pursuant to Utah civil blah blah blah, plaintiffs shall not be required to pay as security a bond at this time. At this time is interesting. The preliminary injunction will remain in effect until further order of the court. Nothing in the preliminary injunction shall be construed as a waiver of any party's right to pursue past, present, and future claims and damages against any other party. Translation: we can still sue the ever-living fuck of each other. I don't think Bricks and Minifigs are especially interested anymore. I do believe Ben, Brian, Mr. Gwen, they might want to. And I fully support that. I fully support that. Dated June 24th. Scott Young, Melinda Bowen, Haley Wynn. Attorneys for defendants Reckless Ben, Benjamin Paul Schneider, and Victor Guin. Also, attorneys for plaintiffs. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. And this is just Exhibit A, this is a suggestion to the court to just sign this and everything will be over. So it's a rewritten what we already saw. So, folks, as I stated earlier, be careful with how you say the news. As it turns out, Ben is still not free to release part 3. He's still under this ridiculously broad TRO. His lawyers and plaintiffs' lawyers are probably, as Dave said, they are probably talking about this at this very moment. Being more specific, so the judge can sign it. I would suggest that we will probably see an amended joint motion later today. And then we'll see what the judge does. But again, do not count your wins until the signature is on the paper. All right, folks, that is what I had for you. Thanks, Dave, for showing up. Thank you to Anima Rampere and you guys over at Rumble. Thank you guys here on YouTube. Do all the YouTuber things. And remember, folks, hug your family. Unless your family's crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Okay? See ya.
Under the fur, he logs on. Beard like winter, eyes like iron. Santa Claus in a wool coat, hammering rules in a room-lit flow. He raised a mug to the webcam glow, told the whole hall at the record show. Old Swedish blood, fresh to the screen. Laws by candle, jokes by machine. Tap that link, let it start. Hear the crowd in every heart. He says, bring your cheers, bring your case. Then the whole room shakes. Santa Claus, riding in with the winter laws. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. Ho, 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 raise them horns, oh Judge King in a crown of thorns. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. He breaks down truth with a grin so wide. One hand on the cold, one on the tide. If the chat gets loud, he leans right in. Drops a verdict, then he winks again. From Stockholm Stone to the Pixel Flame, he turns each stream into a battle chat game. Kids in the front, hands in the air. Grown folks shouting, we were there. Tap that link, let it start. Hear the crowd in every heart. He says, bring your cheers, bring your case. Then the whole room shakes. Santa Claus, riding in with the winter laws. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. Ho, 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 raise them horns, oh Judge King in a crown of thorns. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. When the snow comes down, he speaks the code. Longbow logic on a digital road. Every laugh lands like a ringing bell. Every rule he drops, the people tell. Hey! Santa Claus, riding in with the winter laws. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. Ho, 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 raise them horns, oh Judge King in a crown of thorns. Santa Claus, streaming live for the roaring masses. Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, Santa Claus.